Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon, where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, TV shows, merchandising, you name it. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, of course, I'll be talking about it. So here we go. Here we are again talking about Christians, about Christian conservative to be specifically. I can as if there's some kind of spiritual warfare because of Disney somehow. And yes, of course, good old Kevin Swanson. Again. And again. And again. And again. Oh, did I mention and again? And again. But of course, he's acting as if the liberals and the Democrats are a bunch of traitors because the political shift and politics in this country is ruining everything. So of course, he had to have some kind of conference about this to speak about his concerns about how society in the United States is changing compared to when he was much younger. And and here's a few clips I will show to express this.
This is exactly what's going on. Get that illegitimacy rate as high as you possibly can in order to increase the size of government's purview in your life. This is exactly the agenda of the Canadian Prime Minister just elected, Trudeau. Have you seen his agenda? His agenda is...
Okay, let's go after the Canadians because, well, anyway. So, of course, the Canadian Prime Minister, whoever he's referring to, is acting as if there's some kind of agenda going on. What does he mean by this? I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about, really, when it came to that. I just want to show some clips here because just want to give some kind of idea of what I'm referring to because this Kevin Swanson over here, he sounds like a damn nut job, as if that wasn't obvious enough, but okay.
Got to legalize marijuana, but why? But why? In order to increase the tax revenue. This is what liberals do best.
What the hell are you even talking about exactly? You sure as hell didn't mind if Trump did it, or anybody. Okay, it doesn't have to be Trump really, but just literally anybody from the Republican side. You sure as hell didn't mind if they did it, but if the liberals done it, suddenly you have an issue with this. What?
This is their agenda. They are by definition tyrants. They want to devalue morality among the people. They want to encourage immorality as much as possible, but why? Either you'll be governed by God or by God you'll be governed. That's it. They understand what Ben Franklin said, and they love it. That's what they do best.
Who's they? Who's this they referring to? And again, what do you mean? And why do we have to shout? Why are we shouting at the top of our lungs? I guess if I yelled, I must have a point. You sound so stupid. You sound mad ignorant. But again, what do you mean? Like, in which way are you referring to exactly? I don't understand any of this.
I've got the authority to bind back the tyrants. And I hope you all try to apply that a little bit more yourselves, because for lack of Christian pastors and Christian leaders not appealing to the Word of God to bind back the tyrants, my friends, the tyrants are doing whatever they want to do. And we need to, as leaders, as pastors especially, bind back the tyrants. Because here's the process. Here's what happens. Governments achieve...
Is this a comedy sketch? I feel like it is. This is a comedy sketch. What? It feels like comedy sketch, but the joke here is that the joke here is that I'm supposed to take this seriously, which I know I'm supposed to. So if anybody criticizes you, Kevin Swanson, I'm the tyrant. I've criticized you all the time. So I guess with that logic, or the lack thereof, I'm the tyrant, I guess. What are you talking about?
Power, and then they corrupt it. They centralize control, and then they turn it towards depravity and perversions. I'll give you lots of examples. They start with education. They say, let's centralize control over education in the school districts, in the local state administrations. They did that in the 1900s and 1973. Let's put it in the rubric under the federal government, and then we'll centralize it even more and even more.
Okay, and the United States is getting to be to the point where it's more centralized, politically speaking, of course. And what's the problem with that? I have no issue with having a government system showing no bias to anybody. That sounds perfectly fair to me. What are you talking about again?
We'll increase the size of it, as George W. Bush did, by a factor of 300% in order to be sure that the next series of presidents would continue to tyrannize the local districts. That's what the liberals do. They centralize. They increase the power of the Babel state, and they've done it again and again and again for 100 years. But why? Why do they do it?
Again, who is this they? They who? Who is doing that? Who? Who is oppressing you? It can't be the liberals, no the Democrats, because the liberals and Democrats really want to make sure, at least the level-headed Democrats and the level-headed liberals anyway, would want to make sure that everybody gets fair treatment, including you. Even the centralists, again the level-headed centralists anyway, would argue the same thing. So again, for the 500th time, what are you even talking about?
They centralize in order to pervert it. They centralize education. Before long, they're kicking God out in the 1960s and bringing the GLSEN clubs in to the point where even the most conservative little K-6 schools out in Douglas County, Colorado, where we live, GLSENs.
Who hurt you? No, seriously, that's a genuine question. Who hurt you? Like the old saying goes, hurt people hurt people. Who hurt you? Seriously, who? What happened in your life to cause you to be this angry little bastard? Seriously, what? What happened here? Why are you being a dingus? Nothing what you're saying is making any sense, as if that wasn't obvious enough. Literally nobody, no one, nobody's after you. Literally no one is after you. You're acting like it is, but in reality, it's not. Okay, the logic, again, the lack thereof, I should say, would really start to fall apart if you spend more than 3 seconds actually using your thinking cap, your noodle, however you want to say it. So he's acting all paranoid for some absurd ass reason. What the hell are you even talking about? What?
Selling the gay lesbian thing to as many 6 and 7-year-olds as possible. Friends, that wasn't happening in the 70s or the 60s or the 50s. You know that? They centralized control. But why? To get the GLSEN signs posted in the K-6 schools in the year 2008. That's why they do it.
So yes, that'll be all the clips I'm going to be showing for this video, at least for now. So, okay, you might be thinking, there has to be a root cause for all this anger. There has to be a root cause for him, pretty much, in the lack of a better word, lose his shit, so to speak. You get all angry on that stage with, like, thousands and thousands of people. I mean, I don't know how many people there exactly, I'm just guessing here. But I'm pretty sure it's quite a few. Or should I say a lot, because he is fairly well known when it comes to politics and religions, of course. At least in certain places anyway. But either way, back to the main point I was trying to get at, is that there has to be something that started this, right? And you will be right. Somebody had to promote him to do cause and effect, so to speak. And yeah, again, you would be right. Yeah, you'll be right. It's all simply because, of course, Disney is okay with the LGBT plus community. Just for the slim possibility that Disney, the company, or Pixar, whoever, may have a lesbian princess or lesbian queen in one of the movies. And yes, in other words, he's attacking the Frozen movies. Of course you would. And that's what caused him to go all berserk mode in those little clips I'll be showing folks. And what does this mean exactly? In other words, basically he fears well these people like him anyway. Plus community because apparently you support the gay people, you're a bigot apparently, and you're gonna like he was saying you're gonna people the centralists are corrupting the power, whatever that means. And okay, and this was at the National Religious Liberties Conference to be exact, folks, in Ohio, by the way. So yeah, this was like a whole presidential candidates and whatnot. Yeah, which is tied to Ted Cruz and a few others, of course. And that debate, if I remember correctly, it was about an hour long. So I'm just want to show some tidbits here and there, really, just to get to the point. And he didn't like those advocates who are, of course, putting supporting gays and whatnot. And he wants to put gays to death, of course. And yes, he thinks that having these princesses and these queens and whatnot in these movies, in these Disney movies, are going to somehow corrupt the family and the children and whatnot because the family structure is somehow under attack, according to him. So again, what does any of this mean? I don't know really. None of this just sounds absurd. If so, that's I guess that's the bottom line really. He feels he might be replaced someday. Again, what does that even mean? I don't know. What do you mean that you're gonna be replaced? Like what? Like your whole life is gonna go away? I mean, this is the United States of America. As long as you're not harming nobody, you're gonna live however you want. So I don't understand how you're acting as if you're being bullied here. Like, how are you being bullied here exactly? Just because Disney might do like a lesbian or queen or whatever? Like, okay, what's the problem with that? What? What's wrong with that? Of course, you haven't explained anything whatsoever, and you're never going to explain anything at all. Because a lot of you people, a lot of you Christians, acting as if that there's some kind of trouble out there, when in reality, there isn't. There isn't any awful thing like you're claiming. Like, it's not. That's not what's going on. It's literally not what's going on at all. You make it out as if there's some kind of trouble out there. I mean, he's not the only one to have this kind of mindset. Because I'm going to show a little clip here with this individual who's claiming that all nations around the world should submit to Jesus.
We were commanded to disciple the nations, baptizing them. What is a baptized nation? It is a Christian nation. How many of these Christian nations are there supposed to be? No set number is given, but the simple answer is all of them. All the nations of men are to be brought into submission to Christ. But in the current climate, is there any possible way to seek to make America a Christian nation without drawing the charge of Christian nationalism? No, there's no way to do this without drawing that charge. Should we care about this? Not even a little bit. Some will say that it is not possible to make a nation into a Christian nation. Nations don't have immortal souls and cannot be Christian. To which I would reply, why did Jesus tell us to do it then?
This was never a Christian nation. It never was and never going to be. A lot of you individuals wanted to be like that. And that's only because, you Christians just want to have a dictatorship, but then turn around and act as if the LGBT plus community want a dictatorship. In other words, you're projecting what you want onto somebody else because you're the one that has that guilty mindset. It's you that's the problem, not them whatsoever. I just don't get this whatsoever. It just seems kind of odd, if you ask me. Because a lot of you are actually closed-minded. Again, I'm saying a lot of you. I'm not saying every. Like I said before, folks. I'm not saying every Christian is like this. Okay, quite clearly, not every single Christian is like this. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I know when it comes to me talking about Christianity, it's always in the negative. I realize that it's always in the negative. Yes, I'm fully aware what I have done on this channel. It's always in the negative when it comes to Christianity. Does that mean I'm going to assume that every Christian's like this? Of course not. I do realize that there are progressive Christians out there, and those exist. Air Force and I actually interacted with quite a few of these, matter of fact. So yes, we experienced this firsthand, not just online or whatever. We experienced this firsthand. These people can actually be really progressive. Again, some of them can, absolutely. So don't be thinking that I'm just going to assume they're all going to be like this. So don't assume on my assumption, is what I'm saying here. It seems kind of odd. And I just don't get this considering the fact that this should not be a Christian nation. It's not a dictatorship. It's not communist Cuba. It's not how Venezuela is or North Korea. Though I don't understand how this relates to Disney supporting the LGBT plus community. There's like way too many things going on here in this video, and none of it's connected to anything, is what I'm saying. There's nothing connected to anything, like at all. Nothing's connected. Nothing's connected whatsoever. You're just throwing a bunch of random stuff in the dark, and hopefully it sticks. That's how it's coming off here. Really, when you think that's how it's coming off here exactly at the end of the day. Seems kind of odd, don't you think? Of course it does. Anyway, I guess I'll just say some closing comments because I want to wrap this up already. Anyway, but ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that this is just ridiculous considering the fact that if Disney wants to support the LGBT plus community, by all for it. If I have to criticize Disney for anything, I kind of wish they would do a better job with it instead of just sprinkling it here and there. And that's how they've been doing when it comes to the LGBT plus community. Which, yes, I understand that they fear that the huge backlash and whatnot, but that's kind of the problem. They're already facing huge backlash. Just for the slight, ever so slightly uh, percentage for showing the LGBT plus. I don't get it. Okay, but it just seems weird that the small, itty bitty breadcrumbs of representation a Disney did show. These Christians are flipping out. They're flipping out like that is the most evil thing ever. They're foaming at the mouth like rabid dogs, and like as if that's the most corruptible thing ever. Even though, despite the fact that Disney again just showed itty bitty, teeny tiny breadcrumbs of a representation. It's like less than 1%, far less than 1%. Even saying that's too much. So if I had to criticize Disney for anything, is that I do wish they could have gone further. I wish they could have done more and actually make it focus on the story instead of just throwing some vague hints here and there and whatnot. That's just me though. And I was showing teeny tiny bit of amount was somehow too much for these religious folks because they're acting as if that these people don't care about family and whatnot. Oh no, you hired a drag queen, a drag king at Disneyland, blah blah blah, which they technically did. But so what? What's the harm here? Okay, the little kids don't really seem to give a shit. Uh, okay, the little kids don't seem to care. Yeah, I mean yes, they had actually hired people from the LGBT plus community to be part of the, those makeup sessions. You can dress as a princess or whatever and get your hair done or whatever and your makeup. A lot of kids noticed this, but none of them cared. None of the kids care. So don't be giving me that. Oh, think of the children. Think of the children. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They just want to have fun. That's it. Anyway, that'll be it, folks. So thanks for tuning in. Just I don't know. This is just absurd. It's so damn absurd. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time. See you.